Once the image has been scanned, the technician will do their QA, quality assurance, of the image. There's 5 things from a technician's perspective that they want to make sure is absolutely correct before they send this study to the PACS for the doctor to view. First, being the patient demographics, making sure the patient ID, name, date of birth is all absolutely correct. Second, being the image demographics, that is in fact the right view that we've selected. For example, the canine lateral on the screen, if that was in fact a VD, we could reprocess that menu accordingly by, on the right hand side, the buttons, one in particular, change exposure menu. Click that button and reprocess the view as a VD and hit OK. Once the image has been reprocessed and relabeled correctly, we can also change the third part of the QA that we're interested in, which would be orientation. So for example, if that was a VD, that's how the doctor would like to view a VD image. However, if it was a lateral, we would need to rotate the image 90 degrees, which can be accomplished by these buttons on the bottom right, where we find our rotate and flip buttons. The fourth thing the technician is concerned about is markers. If we do not see our left-right lead markers on the image, we can add those markers digitally by the LR button in our tool set. When you see the marker that you're interested in, just click it once and put it on the screen where you'd like it to show up. The cardinal rule being not to cover any anatomy. The Fuji system comes with 7 different pages of markers, including timestamps for barium series, and even arrows to point out anatomy of interest. If the technician doesn't see the correct marker in the 7 pages provided, there's also a free text button at the bottom of the screen where the technician can type any marker that they would like and add it to the image. Hitting OK in the bottom right hand corner saves those markers. The 5th item in the QA is called an exposure index, or S value, which is found in the menu item on the right hand side. The 118 number for the VD abdomen, or lateral abdomen on the screen, is a measure of the dose radiation that the imaging plate saw compared to the anatomy of interest. By itself, the number doesn't mean anything, but on the technique chart provided, there are acceptable value ranges for the exposure index of the Fuji system. For example, an abdomen acceptable range is 100 to 400. Therefore, the 118 on the screen means that the data captured for that digital image is acceptable in the 100 to 400 range, and that the image quality is good enough to send to the doctor's workstation. Once the technician has checked the 5 things, 1. Patient demographics, 2. Image demographics, 3. Orientation, 4. Markers, 5. Exposure index, they can hit the green button at the bottom right of the screen to complete the study and send it to the PACS server and make it available for the doctor's viewing.